it's such a good film, Lord of the Rings. So well made, but I reckon it would have been so cool with like the elves actually looked like elves, like had like green skin or something, and like looked really fictitious, not human. And like the hobbits look cool, more like Ewoks, but not that bad, but just more furry, like little creatures. I reckon it would look much cooler that way. But yeah, it would have been good having Tom Bombadil in it. That would have been nice. He was a good friend of mine when I wrote that story. I know I've said a lot of claims to fame, but I'm pretty sure I was the original author of these stories. There was three of them, I think. Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, and there was another one called Jabberwocky or something. Um, yeah, look, you don't have to believe that if you don't want to. It's just my claim to fame. But being an original long time ago, long 1600s, I think, without looking it up. Yeah, love Liv Tyler. She's such a good actress, isn't she? The only one I didn't warm to really in the whole movie, I thought upset it a bit, sort of put a gay vibe to it, sort of this sort of homosexual feeling, was just the Gandalf Ian McKellen. I just felt like initially it sort of gave it a bit of a gay camp sort of feeling, which I didn't intend in the original story to have a camp sort of feeling in it, or sort of a soppy sort of gayness feeling, but I understand why they do it. Like it's just the time. If they had made this back in the say 1910, 1920s or something, or like a black and white movie, it would have been very stark and very would have been very almost Citizen Kane sort of like. But this is just a sign of the times, early 2000. There's a bit of camp in it, bit of gayness, bit of soppy sort of boy sort of love between Samwise and Frodo, but that's fair enough. Just my personal little thing to pick out. I always pick at movies a little bit, but otherwise pretty good production, I reckon. I mean, I heard they had like footy fields worth of equipment to actually just film it each day, and it's just incredible the amount of effort they put into make these sort of movies. But yeah, it's amazing. I think there's a few other characters I missed out. I haven't read the books, but I read the starter one. I had the Tom Bombadil character. Maybe there'd been a witch or something. Which see, I rewrote this story recently. I rewrote a Hobbit, Lord of the Rings story. I've got it somewhere. I printed it out. It's in a cupboard somewhere or something. And it was kind of the way I always wanted it, really a funny sort of tale, a bit more humour in it. Sort of didn't get the humour across the way I intended back then, I suppose. Just the climate wasn't that happy times back then. I don't like to dig up historical facts because everyone will slam me if I'm a day off or something. So I won't say what sort of something like civil war or something was happening overseas and was affecting our country. I can't remember now, but yeah, the way I remember writing it though, I wrote it all in another language and then it got translated into Tolkien. Tolkien was the name they put on the English language version, but I wrote it all in a different language. It was all made up words. It was a fucking amazing fucking story. I don't know if they've still got the original book, but I used to sit and read it myself over and over again after I wrote the bloody thing. I was obsessed by these 3 books I wrote, and it's basically what consumed my life. I don't think I even got married. I just obsessed over these bloody stories I wrote, and you know, My best friend was Tom Bombadil. It wasn't his name. It was something like Thomas Bomb, Bo, Thomas. It was Thomas something. I remember saying, "You mind me putting this name in there?" He's like, "No, no, it's all right." And he was very shy. Thomas Bomb. The character's Bombadillo, isn't it? I think that's similar to like they translate the names the same. Frodo Baggins, um, Bilbo Baggins, um, Tom Brendillo, I think his name was Tom Brendillo or something. Um, Thomas Brendillo, so I called him Tom Bombadillo. That was my sense of humour, was the language I used to use in a way, because I used to make up words for things all the time. I'll be sitting there, I'll just say, I'll bring me the Schubalob, or the Schubla Hopolob, or my friends would know what I'm talking about. It was a funny old thing. Even this life, I developed a new language. It was with my friend Lockie. We used to call it Lockie language. About all this sort of stuff. And it reminds me of what I used to do, but he never really caught on. Lockie got sick of all that silliness and left our school. He got enlisted to go to Scotch College anyway, so one of my best little mates at school. But always wanted to play music with him. I never got a chance to learn guitar with Lockie. He was a good guitarist. Probably my lead guitarist. I would have been the rhythm and vocals, Always wanted to have a band with him or something, but we just, I don't know, just in different, I was just learning. He was quite a virtuoso by the time I was starting to learn, and I hadn't really developed my voice, and he ended up playing a lot with my other mate, David, and he ended up with other mates he played with, so we had a couple of jams once and didn't really catch on, so yeah, just one of those things. But yeah, it would have been cool. But yeah, Lucky was more into sort of Satriani and all the guitarists sort of playing. I was more into sort of metal and rock, and I like more of the actual guitarist sort of bands, one where they really focus on the guitar work, not so much the lyrics and like Satriani or whoever. What's his name? Malwowski or something? I can't think of his name. I can't think of it. Malski or something? Yeah, I can't think of it. But yeah, so yeah, take that or leave it. I think it's an interesting story looking back. That I remember actually writing these 3 stories, and they just became my obsession in life. And I used to it took so long to write them, creating names for everything and words and a new language really, and all the maps and it wasn't just the books. I had everything. I had characters. Like I did all the art and characters, and had all my house looked like a hobbit hole, and I had all like the right sort of not tea set. What would I have had? Like a pipes, and we didn't really have tea. It was more like ale and stuff, wine and ale, and just drinks that was sort of like not juice, but sort of like a cordial sort of stuff, but not sweet, just like a lemonade or something. I remember it pretty well. Like looking back, I think I lived quite a long time, and they just used a different pseudonym, Tolkien. That's why I just use JR. I don't think it even means anything. It's like JR Tolkien. They'll probably come up with a name for it. It might even be a real man. I don't know. maybe it just took the whole new sort of line of what it meant. Might have been a relative. I can't remember all the details, but yeah, I remember it got put into another name, and my name was something like, fuck, I can't remember. What would it have been? Tom Brendillo, and I think it was Greek or something. I can't remember now. Tone of Greek or somewhere around there. I think I had a name like Nick Franco or something like that. It was just a real boring name and turned into Tolkien, and I probably shouldn't give all that away. So it's probably not Nick Franco. It was something like that. If you work it out, well, you work it out. But someone might have a record of it somewhere. But yeah, sat at the beach writing most of it, just on the beach, like you see in the movies. Beautiful beach house up on the cliff face. I was a rich guy. Sat back in my armchair all day writing it with my long pipe. Had my house in the side of the cliff face like a hobbit hole, and I don't think it's still there. It might be. If it's there, I'd love to see it, but maybe one day. Yeah. I think I started a thing after that. Everyone wanted a hobbit hole, they'd come around and see mine, and I don't know if they ever did much, but got a fancy sort of thing in the cliff face. Not right on the cliff, it was sort of into the cutting of the hill, sort of like you see in the movies, looking over the beach and the sea, and yeah, I just Middle Earth was sort of to me like how do I explain Middle Earth? Sort of like where I wanted to be, I guess. Somewhere in the forest, in all the green hills. I was sort of on the outskirts, the edge of the water. Middle Earth was like, just where, like Garden of Eden, sort of, just this paradise, I suppose. And across the hills and the mountains, you see all the snow and the volcanoes and other things. But yeah, it's just my little hobbit hole now. Got all me pictures, and there's nothing to do with Tolkien here. But just some bum peach boobs up on the wall there, and funny little pictures I've drawn. An empty office with a chair and some fish overlooking my fish tank, and yeah. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted this video. This is Lord of the Rings. I didn't make this. This is the Lord of the Rings movie. That's Liv Tyler. It's Fellowship of the Ring, this movie, and it's made by Peter Jackson, I think. And yeah, I'm just saying maybe once upon a time I was the original author of the books. Or, my being, my spirit, my soul, my whatever. Whoever I was back then, Nick, what did I say? Nick Franco or something. It was something like that. Nicholas Francis. Might have been three names. Nicholas. What would have been Nicholas Tesla? It was something like that, though. It was like a similar name to Tesla. Nicholas. I don't know. Anyway, let your mind wander. Wander.